nothing like living a simple life. Something out those aches and pains from working on the farm.
Hey guys, it's Eric. Hey, check it out. I got my wife a present. This is the Masterbuilt smoker. It's an electric smoker. We actually had an identical unit to this. It lasted about 5.5 years, and we think the reason that it failed was that it was sitting on gravel for its whole life. Part of the garage upgrade or renovation that we're doing involved concreting that area. So this beauty is going to go in the concreted area there to keep it out of the moisture and away from rain and such. But these things are awesome. So we're going to go ahead and open it up and build it for you. And in part two, my wife will make smoked ribs, I think is what she's planning on cooking with it first. We smoke a lot of food. I won't lie to you. It's kind of it's like the crock pot version of grilling out. You throw food in there, you let it sit for a couple hours, you come back and it's perfect, just like a crock pot. Now I am no cooking genius, but my wife certainly is, and that is why I chose to get her this thing. Now it has some stuff on the back here I'll read. It is 3 chrome-coated smoking racks come involved in it, built-in temperature gauge, removable water bowl, a wood chip tray, an analog temperature control, and a front access grease tray. So those are the things that it comes with. Let's go ahead and open it up, and we'll see how difficult it is. It has been, like I said, it's 5.5 years or so. I don't recall how I set this thing up. I don't think there's much to it really, but we'll take a look at it and I'll just show you. So it does look like it has some setup involved in it, but not too terrible. Looks like we're going to be installing our temperature gauge. And I imagine all the pieces are hiding in here, so let's go ahead and open that up. Oh yeah, we got a lot of packaging here as well, which is good. They don't want stuff getting messed up in transit. Now I actually had this shipped to me. Can't remember what company we used, but it wasn't terribly expensive, and the shipping was free. I think it was, maybe I bought it on Amazon. I try not to, so probably eBay. I try not to give Amazon my money these days. There's so many companies out there that they have really hurt along their way to being the most profitable company in the world, that I do try to give my money to other people when possible. eBay's my favorite personal choice because those are usually guys like myself. I sell stuff on eBay. Not much lately, but from time to time I'll sell. Talks about the safety, you know, how far away you want it from railings or stuff like that. 3 meters, which is, you know, roughly 3 feet, let's say, a yardstick. It doesn't really get very hot on the outside, maybe 150 to 200 degrees on the outside, but you know, you wouldn't want to press your luck. You could definitely burn down a house with this thing, or melt vinyl siding, stuff like that. That would be terrible. And it's got some instructions here. It talks about how to use the water bowl, pre-seasoning for the first time. You want to run it for 45 minutes just to kind of, with some wood in there, just to kind of get the smoky flavor in and get whatever packing material might still be in there out of it. Now we usually clean it. We'll let it cool down while we're eating dinner, and then we come back out and scrub it out, and that helps a lot. So, okay, so it looks like installation-wise, there's just not a ton to it. The door handle here, this metal handle. Go ahead and install it. It just kind of slides into place. It lives right there. And there's holes for it on this back side, so our 2 screws here. I'll go ahead and install that first. Tool-wise, looks like everything's going to be a Phillips head, so that's easy enough. Alright, once you got your little screws poking through, we'll start the top one here. Once we got that one started, I'll pull this back slightly and start the bottom one. And then it's just a matter of tightening it up with that Phillips head screwdriver. Alright, I think for the rest of this, I'm going to go ahead and latch that. For the rest of this, I think I'm going to put it up here. We'll just lay it flat on its back. I'll put my legs on. And what you can see facing the bottom here is that each one of these has 3 threaded holes from the factory there, so that can just go in there. This part I won't slide it in just yet because it'll slide all the way through. Oh no, there it goes, right? That's our little grease catch. I'm going to open up the rest of these screws. All right. And I don't think which order you put these in matters. That part I do recall from last go around. And I won't tighten them up too much because you have to make adjustments to get all 3 fit in there. Once you got all 3 started, then you go back and tighten them down. So now I'll move on to the next one. Before I move on to the other side, we can attach our handles. They sit like so. I suppose you could also put them like so. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. We'll go with up there because I'm a little taller. But they're also pre-drilled, pre-tapped, so you just have to insert your screws. Get them both started and then go ahead and tighten them up. Do the same on the other side. Beautiful. Right on. Well, let me get the camera off the tripod and I'll give you a close-up of it. But on the scale of 1 to 10, as far as assembly is concerned, that's a 1. A Phillips head screwdriver in about 10 minutes worth of work, and you are unpacked and assembled and ready to fire up. All right, here it is. And you can see I've got my temperature gauge, which is a little off-centered. I'll probably have to straighten that up a little bit, but right, we've got our legs down here. Our grease tray slides out. Here's our latch on our side here. Pop that forward, and that releases that. Now that is adjustable. There's a door, and inside, nice kind of matte silver finish, little grayish. Got my trays, 3 trays worth of cooking. Bottom tray, water and chips. And then our element down at the very bottom there, so pretty simplistic. Oop, that was the wrong way. There we go. Okay. On this side, here's our plug-in. We plug in our heat here, right? Once it's on, it's on. And our adjustment for the temperature is on this. Now, there is no exact measurement, as you can see there. Hopefully you can see that. But you just kind of use that, change the temperature, and then check the thermometer up top. The last unit we had, the thermometer was pretty accurate. On the back here, the warnings and cautions are there in several languages. A little escape hole for our smoke. But you'll also see some smoke coming out of the front door, at least on our old one we did. And that's pretty much normal operation. And then lastly right there, there's our last side there with our hinges and our other handle. Pretty cool, pretty neat. I love it. I'm sure my wife will be happy. So like I said, in part 2, she'll give you the rundown of how to set this thing up and make really good food with it. And you can smoke wings, you can smoke burgers, you can smoke chicken. You can smoke pretty much any meat that's out there. You can also smoke vegetables. We grow a lot of summer squash and things like that, and zucchini. She'll smoke those too, and boy, do they get a great flavor. I guess that'll do it for today. This is the setup and initial impression of the Masterbuilt electric smoker. Cool little product. Take care.